And WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time for the best 60 minutes of your life. This is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside former Badger and Packer Jaire Alexander, here's Emmy Award winner Homer.
It is Friday. That means the Jaire Ellerson Homer Hour. Oh, baby, it's going to be good. I wonder if one week I'll just say nothing and let Gary just do the entire amount before Fat Jack. Just solo. You want to go solo today?
Listen, Homer, nothing can never be done without the patriarch, Steve the Homer.
I'm now the patriarch?
Yeah, radio,
I don't even know what it means.
Radio
what
wouldn't
is
be
patriarch?
Radio wouldn't be radio in the city of Milwaukee without you. You know how Mike Holmgren has a tree?
Yeah.
Bill Walsh has a tree.
I do have a tree. I'm very proud of that tree.
You have a tree that exists, and no one talks about it.
I know, that's good.
But you have a tree here in the city of Milwaukee that I think a lot of people don't know about.
You know who you are? You're John Gruden.
I don't want to be John Gruden.
No, why not?
Right? He racist, isn't he?
What? No, not in terms of his behavior. He's done goofy stuff, but I mean...
no. Give me another one. I don't want to be John Gruden.
All right, you can be Mariucci.
I'd be Andy Reid.
Oh, yes.
I'd rather be Andy Reid. I don't want to be John Gruden.
Nicely done. All right, it's the Andy Reid Homer Hour on
I'd
Fridays.
rather be Andy.
I'm joined by, from my tree...
I'd even be Mike McCarthy. Is Mike McCarthy under the Mike Holmgren tree?
I don't think so. No. I was getting Mariucci. Mariucci's there.
Yeah, Moose didn't do nothing though.
You gotta have Super Bowl.
Yeah, you gotta do something.
Yeah, now we've
learned
a little about you.
What's the defensive coordinator that took the San Francisco job? I believe when Holmgren left. What's his name, or was that?
I don't know. You're testing me too much, and I don't want to be tested. I just always think of you as Andy Reid.
All right, Andy Reid it is.
All right, we're now
under the Homer tree.
Are we now coming down the home stretch? It's tough because there are 17 games.
I have to say, allegedly, that he may be racist, I should say.
No, he's got some stuff. He's got stuff. He's got baggage. He's carrying some baggage.
There's some
it's
stuff.
not as big as Santa Claus, but it's big. It's big.
So let's get
you need
that
a
out
big
there.
sled.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's get to.
Sure.
It's hard to explain because not everybody played 17 games. I mean, you got is that even worth factoring in? Does the season being longer? I mean, you have 4 games still to play in the regular season. Are you coming down the home stretch, or do players never really think like that?
Well, no, I think if you look around the NFL, you see the number of injuries that are happening right now throughout the league. And I think, the guys are bigger, faster, stronger than they've ever been, and the collisions are greater than they've ever been. And
they're wearing less.
Yeah, and
what are we going to talk about that?
You only have one bye week.
These guys don't even wear shoulder pads. They got no pads in their legs.
That started a little bit after I got out of the league because I wore everything.
Right, everybody did.
Ain't no way in the hell I'm running up in there without everything that they gave me. Plus some stuff.
But I mean, when somebody throws a good forearm into your body, other parts of their body, there was protection before in certain places that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but now guys, they want to be light and fast. So, but if you look around the league, though, most running backs, 90% of running backs are wearing everything because they know they're going to get hit. I like to see guys wear knee pads a little bit more, especially running backs, because I think they take a lot of punishment.
And they don't.
Yeah.
Or whatever pads they're wearing.
Because I think if you go back and look at that McCaffrey injury to his knee, he had no knee pads on and fell right on his knee, and underneath that stuff is concrete.
Now maybe it's possible with. It is Friday. That means the Jaire Alexander Homer Hour. Oh, baby, it's going to be good. I wonder if one week I'll just say nothing and let Gary just do the entire amount before Fat Jack. Just solo. You want to go solo today?
Listen, Homer, nothing can never be done without the patriarch, Steve the Homer.
I'm now the patriarch?
Yeah, radio,
I don't even know what it means.
Radio
What
wouldn't
is
be
patriarch?
radio wouldn't be radio in the city of Milwaukee without you. You know how Mike Holmgren has a tree?
Yeah.
Bill Walsh has a tree.
I do have a tree. I'm very proud of that tree.
You have a tree that exists, and no one talks about it.
I know, that's good.
But you have a tree here in the city of Milwaukee that I think a lot of people don't know about.
You know who you are? You're John Gruden.
I don't want to be John Gruden.
No, why not?
Right? He racist, isn't he?
What? No, not in terms of his behavior. He's done goofy stuff, but I mean,
no. Give me another one. I don't want to be John Gruden.
All right, you could be Mariucci.
I'd be Andy Reid.
Yes.
I'd rather be Andy Reid. I don't want to be John Gruden.
Nicely done. All right, it's the Andy Reid Homer Hour on Fridays.
I'd rather be Andy.
I'm joined by, from my tree.
I'd even be Mike McCarthy. Is Mike McCarthy under the Mike Holmgren tree?
I don't think so. No. I was getting Mariucci. Mariucci's there.
Yeah, Moose didn't do nothing though.
You gotta have Super Bowl.
Yeah, you got to do something.
Yeah, now we've learned a little about you.
What's the defensive coordinator that took the San Francisco job? I believe when Holmgren left. What's his name, or was that?
I don't know. You're testing me too much, and I don't want to be tested. I just always think of you as Andy Reid.
All right, Andy Reid it is.
All right, we're now
under the Homer tree.
Are we now coming down the home stretch? It's tough because there are 17 games.
I have to say, allegedly, that he may be racist, I should say.
No, he's got some stuff. He's got stuff. He's got baggage. He's carrying some baggage.
There's some
it's
stuff.
Not as big as Santa Claus, but it's big. It's big.
So let's get
you need
that
a big sled.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's get to.
Sure.
It's hard to explain because not everybody played 17 games. I mean, you got is that even worth factoring in? Does the season being longer? I mean, you have 4 games still to play in the regular season. Are you coming down the home stretch, or do players never really think like that?
Well, no, I think if you look around the NFL, you see the number of injuries that are happening right now throughout the league. And I think, the guys are bigger, faster, stronger than they've ever been, and the collisions are greater than they've ever been. And
they're wearing less.
Yeah, and
what are we going to talk about that?
You only have one bye week.
These guys don't even wear shoulder pads. They got no pads in their legs.
That started a little bit after I got out of the league because I wore everything.
Right, everybody did.
Ain't no way in the hell I'm running up in there without everything that they gave me. Plus some stuff.
But I mean, when somebody throws a good forearm into your body, other parts of your body, there was protection before in certain places that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but now, guys, they want to be light and fast. So, but if you look around the league, though, most running backs, 90% of running backs are wearing everything because they know they're going to get hit. I like to see guys wear knee pads a little bit more, especially running backs, because I think they take a lot of punishment.
And they don't.
Yeah.
Or whatever pads they're wearing.
Because I think if you go back and look at that McCaffrey injury to his knee, he had no knee pads on and fell right on his knee, and underneath that stuff is concrete.
Now maybe it's possible with the different technologies that they found ways to be as protective, even though they're lighter. I don't know that. I doubt it.
Yeah.
All right. I feel
okay?
like I was trying to think of how to say about the Packers.
What?
I feel like they should beat Seattle, but if they don't beat them, I'm not going to be that upset.
Well, it's a tough place.
Is that a lie to say?
I think you should be because that means they lost 2 games in a row. That's alarming right now. And I think the Packers are better than that to lose 2 games in a row.
So they lose 2 in a row, then they win the last 3.
Well, then you have to wait and see if they win the last 3, but we don't know. So at this point, losing 2 games in a row, I think the Packers are a better team than to be losing 2 games in a row. Although, they lose at Detroit, which is a tough place to go play.
Right.
And Seattle is probably even tougher to go play at than Detroit. Silent count has to be in effect because they're going to be loud. Seattle needs to win. If you saw the Rams game last night, they're making a run here. They go and beat the 49ers. So if you look at the NFC West, all those guys are probably, 1 game, half a game back of each other. So you got Arizona, you got Rams, you got the 49ers, and the Seahawks are in first place right now. But, those guys can't afford to lose a game at all.
I don't want to play the Rams.
They're hot right now.
Yes.
Not There was no touchdown scored last night. Let's just say that. But they got Puka Nacua back, right? They've got what's the other receiver name? Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
They got him back.
No, they just look like they're pretty good.
They're
and
hitting
their
their stride. Well, they're healthy. Once again, they're healthier than they've been, and that's what I'm saying. You were asking me earlier about the 17 games. If you look at the injury report, most certainly look at the Packers injury report right now. A lot of guys are out, and you're trying to get. I mean, Jordan Morgan. When the last time we've seen that guy? Luke Musgrave just came back this week from ankle surgery. And you don't know whether Jaire is going to play or not. He's been in and out. I think we've seen him in about a month.
I can help you on Jaire. He's not playing. And
he practiced the last 2 days.
Until I'm wrong.
Now, there's reports out of Green Bay today that he was not at practice.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that he's not going to play.
No, but I'm just saying, I think you're safer just to assume he's not going to play. And when he does, you'll be wrong. But you'll be much more comfortable than all this frustration.
Well, see, to me, Homer, that it hurts the Packers defensively when Jaire's not playing.
Yes.
You can play a little bit more man coverage when Jaire is there. Right now, they're playing a lot of zone. The Packers are getting killed down the middle of the field. Just watch this game here if Jaire's not in there. They're getting killed in the middle of the field. And that's why, because they're playing a lot of soft zone, and they're trying to keep everything in front of them. Smith and Jigba, those guys, he run that slot, and they get in the middle of all those curl routes. I mean, they're eating that up. DK Metcalf then's going to be on the outside. You got Tyler Lockett. I mean, they got 3 guys, receivers, that can absolutely hurt you. And I think Geno Smith right now, Homer's completing about 65, 66%.
No, he's just way better than people think. Way better. Follow him, yeah.
And then they got a run game going. I mean, it's going to be a tough win to go to Seattle to get it.
Yeah, but at some point, the Packers need a win that you can view as at least a bit impressive. You look at the record.
And they don't have that right now.
Yeah, they, any team that's been good, and yet you go back. So no, this would be impressive enough to be the kind of win you want to have. To think of the Packers as not just a playoff team, but a good playoff team.
Because it's a road game, and it's a playoff team, which possibly you could see them again back in Seattle. So I think a message need to be sent.
But Seattle's not that good where if the Packers play well, they're going to win the game.
Well,
unless
Seattle,
they're not as good. They're not.
Here's the thing. Seattle is that good at home.
Yes.
They're not as good away from home. And that's the problem that you're going to have. And just weird stuff happens in Seattle when the Packers play them.
Right, but I would say what's changed about Seattle this year is not the location. What's changed is that Seattle's better than people thought they would be.
Well, yeah, because right, Homer, offensively, I mean, like I said, they got 3 receivers and a tight end, Charbonnet, the running back. I mean, they've got a lot of guys that can do some damage in our secondary, and they can run the football. Defensively, they run that 3-4 defense. They're gonna blitz Jordan Love, so better be ready for that again. And word out of Green Bay right now is they are trying to figure out how to get Jaden Reed more involved in the offense.
You know what that tells me, and I've already stated this on Twitter, and I'll say it again. He's not a number 1 receiver because there's only one person to which it matters if someone's a number 1. That's the head coach and the offensive coordinator. And they have not treated Jaden Reed like a number 1. They just haven't. You played with number 1s, great number 1s, all right?
Yeah.
And you know what happens. You take care of a number 1. And if you're not taking care of a number 1, then he's not a number 1. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says outside the locker room.
Okay, let me agree and disagree with you.
All right.
2 things can be true. Josh Jacobs.
2 things can be true.
2 things
you
can
like
be true.
that. You like that.
Josh Jacobs is the number 1 in that offense. He's the go-to guy. He's number 1.
Right,
and that changed.
Hold on. And that was, you never said that about the last running back.
But that changed.
But it's true now, right?
It's true now.
Different from.
So when I played, James Lofton was the number 1.
Yes.
I'm giving you the overall, not just number one receiver, but he's the number one option.
And this needs to be discussed because this is what's important.
Right, and that's what has changed with Jaden Reed.
Because Aaron Jones was never number one.
No.
Okay.
I mean, he was.
I know that, but that's the fact. So we've never had this situation in a while in Green Bay.
Correct.
Where you're assessing, hold on, understand this, the running back is number one.
He's number one.
Okay.
And I don't know if we've ever had that in Green Bay, have we? Ahman Green.
Ahman Green was
number one.
And
Eddie Lacy for a minute was.
Yes.
Then Rodgers got pissed off and said, no, I need to throw. I got to throw the ball.
No, as a matter of fact, you're right. With the quarterback, it's hard for the running back to be number one.
Yeah. And so what I think the Packers have to do now with Jaden Reed is try to figure out now how to get him more involved with Josh Jacobs. All of a sudden, you're seeing more Chris Brooks, right?
Yes.
You're seeing more of him on third down. So
they got three guys.
That's
now.
Jaden Reed. Right now, you're seeing Emmanuel Wilson, right?
Yeah. Instead of
Jaden Reed. Chris Brooks is getting a lot of third down run right now. Yeah. That used to be Jaden Reed. So they got to get back to this motion with Jaden Reed. They got to get back Jaden Reed back in the backfield with Josh Jacobs. They got away from that because you had now this run game taken over.
All right, now here's my question.
Yes.
Why? Why do they have to? Why do they necessarily have to change anything with Jaden Reed?
Well, I think to make your offense more explosive, right? You've got all these weapons. I think
so. He's too good not to be using
correct.
It more. All right. Okay. I mean, I'm thinking. Yeah. I think that he is, but I don't know that that's the case.
Right. No, he's too good, but you got to get that off. So it's going to be at the expense of someone on that offense to get less looks. And furthermore, time of possession, number of plays have been down for the Green Bay Packers.
And the weird part is that we're saying this even though Dobbs hasn't played. If Dobbs was playing, it'd be a different situation in terms of addressing this. That's the part, because you can say, no, you're already missing Dobbs. So whatever he is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you would think Jaden Reed would be doing a little more because Dobbs is out, right? They got fewer weapons.
I'm glad you brought Dobbs up, because then that takes away from somebody, right? Because Christian Watson now, over the last 2 games, has kind of been
the charts,
the go-to guy.
Right. 4 games, 10 catches, 330 yards.
Right.
He's averaging 33 yards a catch.
Yeah. So what do you do there? So this game will be interesting to see on Sunday night on how they make – let me just say this, Homer. If I can do a cooking instruction narrative.
Sure.
All the ingredients are there for Matt LaFleur to cook with.
Yeah.
But sometimes he got too much salt in it, too much pepper.
No, I would say you can't include all the ingredients all the time.
No,
I'm the one who said, and I believe Jaden Reed is the number one, but I can't say.
He's got to get it. He's got to cook it just right, and the balance has been off.
I don't think the balance has been off. Do you?
Yeah, with Jaden Reed, absolutely.
And I'm guessing because he's not open, or I don't know what it is.
No, well, you've got to run more plays for him, and then they haven't really done that.
Why?
It's noticeable.
Why?
Well, because I think when I talk about time of possession,
I think they will when it fits.
Right, and that's what has happened. We're talking about Christian Watson, right?
Yeah.
So the deep ball guy is who?
Watson.
And so if they're down behind, who's he throwing it to?
Right.
Watson.
I mean, if the offense was struggling, then I would say, all right, this is an issue. The offense doesn't seem to be struggling.
They need to find that balance.
They need
to get the right. They got all the ingredients.
Yeah.
They got to get the right measurements.
Yeah, but the issue is we're discussing like a really good ingredient, which if Reed is that, then you got to always use that really good ingredient. Whatever you make
more of it.
Yes.
More of it.
Because it's an important
and then less
ingredient.
Something else.
Yes.
We don't know what that is.
I know. We don't.
Yeah, we'll find
know
out.
All right.
Sunday night.
Yes. The first quarter, done. He used to be Gary Ellerson. Now he's Andy Reid, part of the Homer tree. But he's back to Gary Ellerson now because he's going to talk to about one of the partners next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound 43 backing up from about Locust all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Back on the brakes from Lapham down past the KK River crossing. Westbound 94 is going to be backed up from about 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Back on the brakes from the Zoo Interchange pretty much all the way to Calhoun. On the eastbound side, we've got some backups from 84th Street all the way to 35th. And southbound 41, watch for backups from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive, with the northbound side slowing down just north of Watertown Plank Road, on and off the brakes all the way up past Burleigh. Traffic is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, rising temperatures, mostly cloudy with a low of 28. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy and mild. Rain moves in later on with a high of 40. Weather is brought to you by the Bartolotta Restaurants, offering the perfect holiday gift, a memorable experience with the Bartolotta gift card. Purchase yours at bartolottas.com, and happy holidays, Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
On the actual day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a 12-pack of Lakefront, 11 Jims of Beaming, 10 Royals Crowning, 9 Johnny's Walking, 8 Wines of Sparkling, 7 Miller's Lighting, 6 Geese of Graying, 5 Chardonnays, 4 Spotted Cows, 3 Cabernets, 2 gift cards from just one trip to Discount Liquor.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. 'Tis the season to check out Discount Liquor's tremendous selection of over 2,000 varieties of beer, 3,000 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines from around the world. And yes, we do carry 8 varieties of ready-to-drink eggnog. Celebrate this most festive time with a great selection of beautifully packaged liquor gift sets, sure to make you the hit of the party or as a perfect gift for the liquor connoisseur on your shopping list. Discount Liquor, 2 locations in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings. Discount Liquor.
See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Ho, 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 ho.
Year-end savings are here at Land Rover Waukesha. Unwrap a truly unique luxury SUV this holiday season. The new Range Rover Velar provides power, performance, sporting luxury, and all the latest technology. Get 3.9% special APR financing for up to 72 months only on a new 2025 Range Rover Velar at Land Rover Waukesha. 3.9% APR for 72 months. A deal so nice, even Santa will want in. Get your mittens on the most luxurious ride this holiday season. LandRoverWaukesha.com.
Winter is here. Don't let your car care take a backseat. Protect your car against rust, salt, and grime this season at Tsunami Express Car Wash. Tsunami Express makes cleanup a breeze with their state-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and convenient unlimited wash memberships. Try their new best-in-class T2 with graphene wash for the ultimate long-lasting shine and protection. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Try your first wash free when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com.
Take the stress out of the holiday season with the Milwaukee Bucks. Get all your shopping done with Bucks deal season offers, featuring great gifts and limited time packages that even Scrooge will love. Score deals for everyone on your list, including yourself, from the Milwaukee Bucks and Pfizer Forum. 'Tis the season for cheer with your favorite deer. After all, there's no place like Pfizer Forum for the holidays. Shop the offers today at bucks.com/deal season.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde, and I have the perfect gift idea for you. A custom holiday gift box filled with all your Kringle favorites from Racine Danish Kringles. There's no wrapping needed, and this season you can try their newest holiday pastry, Eggnog Kringle, created to bring festive cheer to your celebration. Filled with rich, creamy eggnog and topped with sweet icing and a sprinkle of cinnamon, it's perfect for sharing with loved ones. Go to Kringle.com to order or call 800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, it's not just a treat, it's a tradition.
This is the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Second quarter, it's Friday, the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour, and he's going to talk about one of his great partners right now. Take it away.
I want to talk about my good friends over at the Jury Center. Guys, I know you're looking for some holiday gifts for your significant other. Well, go talk to my good friends over at the Jury Center. gold necklaces, naturally mined or lab-grown diamonds for earrings, and, of course, engagement rings. When I want to give a memorable gift, of course, I visit my good friends at the Jewelry Center and take advantage of their deals. And right now, folks, they've got a deal even Santa can't beat. You can win a $2,000 shopping spree to the Jewelry Center just by registering online. That's right, $2,000 can be yours. Register now through December 23rd at ESPNWisconsinContest.com for that $2,000 shopping spree to the Jewelry Center. Go visit my good friends today at the Jewelry Center.
And I want to mention about the Holtebeck Eye Center. Dr. Aaron Holtebeck, I've been there at their Brookfield office. They make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art office. He's been dealing with it and doing it well for over 20 years, and he said, I got to do better. I got to help more people take care of your vision, whatever the age, whatever the situation. So he added to his team Dr. Nausheen Abbas to take care of more situations and help more people with more vision issues. Don't mess with the vision. Trust the experts from Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield, near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com. This is the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour, the second quarter, with a short discussion of Bill Belichick, who is now the head coach at North Carolina. And I believe I know why he's the head coach at North Carolina. He's never coached in college, or his dad was a coach college for, I don't know, 100 years, whatever. But college football is now pro football. He hires one of his staff, or I don't know what the guy, I've forgotten the guy's name, I'll think of it in a second, who's going to be like the GM. What do you mean GM in college football? Well,
is that Lombardi? Is that
yes,
Michael Lombardi?
It is Michael Lombardi. Yeah. But my point is that it's easy for him to go to college football now, given what college football is. I mean, college football is the pros. In addition, it's even more bizarre because in the pros, the players have contracts. Now you have the ability of players to transfer year after year. So there's even more movement. And basically, he's the head coach of a professional football team, not the NFL, because I guess nobody really wanted him.
Here's what's going to happen here, Homer.
Yeah.
The swing that you're about to see. You're astute what you just said. Why did Nick Saban leave Alabama?
Because the game had changed and it had become a new game, college football, that was more professional, and he had not figured out and didn't really want to spend the time to figure out how to dominate in the new system the way he did in the old.
Exactly right. So what you're going to see now is a lot of these, Mac Brown, a lot of these, which was there, he's like about 75 too, so he just left North Carolina. So what you're going to see is all the old heads in college football now, because they don't want to deal with what you just said. And what now you're going to see is a lot of the older coaches in the NFL leave the NFL and go to college.
Right.
Because they have a better idea of how to do it. The Sabans of the world, they're old school. How they did it 40, 50 years ago, they want to stay in that. It's no longer that. Guys like Bill Belichick understands what it's all about. Right now, it's like minor league.
Yes, it is.
Basically, for the NFL, and that's how it should be treated. And here's what else is happening. Then you're going to have guys like the Ben Johnsons of the world, because he is now who's the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
He is now the number one guy that's out there that everybody wants. So the NFL is going to be a young man's game. And the college is going to be where all the mature and older coaches now go to.
Right.
I think you're going to see a shift right now throughout the NFL.
Right.
All the older guys in the NFL right now, their job, McCarthy may be next college coach somewhere.
Yeah. The discussion is that you have to, in assessing anyone doing it like Belichick, that it's a different time. This is not like Bill Belichick going to college 10 years ago.
Correct. And that's why you're going to see the shift. That's why you're going to see the shift in coaches.
And then don't know what's going to happen with college football, if eventually it's going to be the schools. But this is a perfect example, and Bill Belichick is very smart. No one argues that.
Right.
This is a perfect example of someone going, that's really pro ball.
Right.
Let's go there.
Right. But that is now, I think, it's going to be the different dynamic that you're going to see throughout the NFL and now in college sports, where it's going to be shift. Because what used to happen, Homer, right? What used to happen is all the younger guys used to go to the college programs.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the offensive coordinators in the NFL, they leave and go. I think it's going to be a shift. Because NFL right now, if you look at all the coaches, they're skewing younger right now. If you look at the McVays, the LaFleurs, the Ben Johnsons, Dan Campbell, if you look at all the young coaches now, Andy Reid now, what? Is he the oldest one?
He's 100 years old.
But is he the oldest college?
I don't know.
I can't think of anybody else older than him. Maybe Mike McCarthy's not as old as Andy.
He's the different breed in terms of the success
right.
he's having.
He's the last of the Mohicans.
Everybody tells me, when you got Mahomes as your quarterback,
yeah,
you got a good chance.
Well, Andy was good with McNabb too, though.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Just not as good.
Well, yeah, but he was still as good with McNabb.
Right, but
McNabb wasn't Mahomes.
Changes when you get rings.
Well, yeah.
And it just. Yeah. But I think that if you're a kid and you're thinking about college, the thought of a Belichick makes more sense now because they look at it like the pros.
Right.
I mean, we're making a certain amount of money in college and stuff like that. He's more viable now than before when there was all this other stuff to deal. We don't even know what's actually going on in terms of the average day now of a college football player at a big school. No one knows for sure what their day is anymore.
You mean as far as school is concerned?
Everything, all the factors. The kid's making $1 million. All right, what do? What's your day?
Well, you got to go to class.
Do you?
Yeah, because you got to remain eligible, don't you?
Who knows? What are they're going to make me ineligible? I'm telling you this right now. I'm making $1 million. I'm pretty comfortable. I'm not going to be ineligible.
Well, yeah, but
they can't afford for me to be ineligible.
But you still have to go to class. I mean,
okay.
But Homer, to me, that part hasn't changed.
Oh, okay, all right. So it's only changed to those that don't know what's the world that it has been. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. The third quarter. I know you got another partner to talk to. We're going to do that. This is the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour Friday. Next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Kind of a hefty ride right now along southbound 41 from just before Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. We've got delays on the bypass as well from Greenfield Avenue all the way down and around the Hale to Forest Home. Also, we've got an accident on northbound 43, the Rock Freeway, on the ramp to get onto northbound 894 off on the right shoulder there. Westbound 94, a little heavy right through the stadium interchange, back on the brakes from Highway 100, pretty much all the way past Calhoun. Eastbound's going to be slow from 84th Street to about 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast for tonight, rising temperatures, mostly cloudy, a low of 28. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy and mild. Rain moves in later on, a high of 40. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
'Tis the season of giving. Ho, ho, ho! At your nearby Milwaukee Metro Region, Hunis Auto Group dealerships. Hunis is the area's #1 rated car, truck, SUV, and EV holiday headquarters. During our exclusive Season of Savings sales event, we're offering our biggest discounts of the year on our entire inventory of America's best-selling brands from Buick and GMC at nearby Hunis locations in both Oak Creek and Greenfield. Thinking pre-owned? Your local Hunis dealership has the area's biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and hybrids, starting as low as $39.95 and payments as low as $199 per month. We're paying above top Kelly Blue Book values on all trade-ins, no matter the mileage or condition. Now that's giving even Santa would be proud of. Ho, ho, ho! Our huge Season of Savings sales event is going on now, exclusively at your nearby Milwaukee Metro Region Hunis Auto Group dealerships or online at shophunis.com. From the Hunis Auto Group family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point.
with Chris Canty.
Regardless of what you have going on in your life, if you've got some adversity that you're dealing with, football is your sanctuary. The sport, like actually stepping in between those white lines, is an opportunity for 3 hours to forget about all of that other stuff and to fly around, hit people, and have fun. Like that's why we got to this level, because we enjoy playing this game. We enjoy everything that comes along with it. We enjoy sacrificing ourselves for the man next to us, for our brother. And the fact that you would do this to family in this instance, that is
unforgivable.
It's going that way. This is one of those things that players can't understand. And NFL players can understand and process a lot, okay? A lot, both on and off the field. Like that locker room can absorb a lot of baggage that you might be coming with. But this is one of the things that we don't understand.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like Bear Dynasty interior paint, their most durable one-coat hide paint ever. From a team color statement wall to a fan cave, complete with a mural honoring Nick Saban's 17-year dynasty.
Hey, I like that idea.
Nothing beats Bear Dynasty interior paint. It's everything you need all in one can.
Defend your game time with Bear and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Valid only when tended to colors from the Bear Dynasty and Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Color Collection.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
We are now in the third quarter, and that means that Jaire Alexander has another partner to talk about, as we do have a little more to discuss regarding the Green Bay Packers.
I want to come talk about my good friends over at the Jewelry Center and let you know what they got going on right now. The gold necklaces that they have is naturally mined or lab-grown diamonds for earrings, and, of course, engagement rings. When I want to give a memorable gift, of course, I visit my good friends over at the Jewelry Center and take advantage of their deals. And right now, they've got a deal even Santa can't beat. You can win a $2,000 shopping spree to the Jewelry Center just by registering online. That's right, $2,000 can be yours. Register now through December 23rd at ESPN Wisconsin Contests.com for that $2,000 shopping spree to the Jewelry Center. Guys, go visit my good friends today at the Jewelry Center, and that's for the owner, Dean Murray.
And I tell you about Fisco Auto Body so you'll like me.
Fisco.
So remember that. This is how it works. Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin. It's a family business owned since 1931. It's not what they do, it's who they are. So by the time they're doing this work for you, they've been doing it so long. That's how they're that good. Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin. Expert workmanship guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So you go there and the work is great. And you thank them. And eventually you get around going, whoa, Homer, he's good. He helped me out on this, and then they thank me. So, yes, it's not the top of the list, but improving my reputation is a benefit of telling you about Fisco. And as Gary said, Fisco, so you remember the name. And Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. And recently, I've been telling you, they've been doing it well for over 50 years. Now I realize there's another thing I forgot to tell you about that deals with what they do. They'll help you simplify confusing insurance decisions. Level-funded health insurance experts figured out a better way to do it. Ask them. But small enough to handle your needs with special attention, and large enough to have the clout to make it happen. They have to be large enough to have the clout to work with these companies so that you're getting the best from them through Saganiac. That's important. That's why they have to be large enough, and then small enough to give you all the time. So, got a new one to tell you about, and that's it. Small enough and large enough for the reasons I said. Saganiac Planning, remember? All you got to do is 783. It's a phone number. 262-783. Roger Maris, 6161. It's the Jaire Alexander Homer Hour on Friday. Getting close to the NFL playoffs. Yeah, when it all matters. And I'm very confident in Jordan Love. Jordan Love is 100%, and that, to me, is the most important thing about the Green Bay Packers. Do you want to join either of those clubs, Gary?
The Jordan Love Club?
No, that he's 100%.
Oh, healthy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever he does, if he messes up, don't even think of bringing up any
My
injury.
issues right now with the Packers, Homer, is the defense. Really is. I'm concerned about the defense.
They got to get the young guys back. They were missing.
They have a lot of holes that needs to be shorter. I need for that defense to be better than what I'm seeing.
Well, if Williams is back, if some of these young guys are back, I'm counting on them to make the defense better.
So, right, you're talking about Evan Williams, and,
yes.
and we don't know about Jaire. I think Jaire, to me, is the difference. I just really do. You got to have that guy.
I can't.
Homer, when he's right, when he's ever right, he's one of the top 5 cornerbacks in the league.
But
when he's right, listen to me.
I know, I agree with you.
That changes your defense. He's one of the top 5 corner. There are a lot of people don't like him. Fine. But when he's right, go guard Justin Jefferson.
They don't.
Go guard Puka Nacua.
They don't dislike him. I disagree with that.
There's a lot of Packer fans on.
Hold on, we'll make that the Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. Let's do it. What do you want the question to be?
Whatever you want it to be.
No, do you like? I want to make sure we use the proper words. The question is, do you like Jaire Alexander? Yes or no? Is that a good one to ask?
That's too simple for me.
All right, well then let's change
I can't put my head around.
This is what we're going to work on right now.
Yeah.
Do you count on Jaire Alexander? I think it's good. Do you like him?
Yeah.
Do you like him? You think people should like him more than they do?
Yeah. I think people dislike him.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Do you dislike him, or I like
see, that's personal.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be personal.
I know.
On a poll.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Do you like?
That.
All right.
That's personal, and of course that's me. So
do the Packers need Jaire Alexander to
get to the next level or to get to the Super Bowl?
How about to the NFC Championship?
There you go.
All right. Do the Packers need Jaire Alexander to make it to the NFC Championship?
Love it.
Now, does that mean do they need him for every game, or do they need him?
They need him for every game to get there.
In every game in the playoffs, or every game?
Right. So first round of the playoffs, they need him.
Right. The Green Bay Packers need Jaire Alexander in every playoff game to get to at least the NFC Championship game.
It.
You think we got that? Yeah.
You think Pebbles got that?
Pebbles got that totally. Pebbles always got it. He's right on top of it.
What school did he go to? Did Pebble go to? Did he go?
I don't know. He just loves Michigan.
That's all we know.
That's all that matters. We don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he from Wisconsin?
Yeah, I don't know. He's just
how the hell a guy can be from Wisconsin and like Michigan?
That's fine.
I don't get that.
I do. I get that because I want to let you know there are no rules to be a fan. Why? What are the rules?
Just saw Ashton just came in here. You know Ashton. Right?
I do know Ashton.
And he likes Louisville.
Fine. Can I ask you? I got you a question.
How you live in Wisconsin? Like Louisville.
I want to make people
remember
this.
You got Marquette right here in the backyard.
Wait a minute.
Louisville?
I want to.
I don't understand these young people.
Let me help you. I want to get this is what I want people to remember, other than your comments about Jaire and everything, the Packers. Okay. I want people to remember. This is the show in which Homer said, there are no rules to be a fan. When did somebody...
Yeah, there is.
No, they're not. Well, all right, tell me what your rules are. Here we go. The Gary Ellerson rules on being a fan.
If you're in a state...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in a state. Wisconsin, for example.
Wisconsin would be the state then.
That is, okay.
That has a really good basketball program, football program. So like basketball, like Marquette.
Right.
A lot of history.
Yeah.
Basketball program like Wisconsin, football program like Wisconsin.
I'm supposed to be a fan of those teams?
College, yes.
Why?
And if you have a legendary NFL franchise like the Green Bay Packers, you should be a Packer fan, not a Colts fan. Because I know a guy who's a Colts fan.
Hold on. Good. You tell me what I should be. Can I ask you a question?
I don't get that.
Why? Why?
I can understand if you were, say, like in a place like Indianapolis and you wanted to be a Packer fans, because the Colts, they didn't even really originate from
Fine,
that.
but
they ain't really a real team.
Even if they did.
I'm just saying. Or
if I got a family member on a team, I'm
talking about these historic. I'm talking about these historic franchises.
Let me give you a good.
Even the Milwaukee Brewers. How can you be a Cubs fan or a White Sox fan?
Easy.
Don't get it.
Somebody on that team that I like. No. Or I went to the park and liked the park.
It's about the G. It ain't about the player.
No, you know what it's about?
It's about the B, the Brewers. It's about the W.
You know what it's about?
It's about MU.
It's about the I.
It ain't about the player.
It's about the I.
It's about the organization.
It's about the I. Like, for example, it's about me. Like, when I go to a college, do I have to go to a college in state? Hell no. I can go to any college I want. I can root for any team that I want. I can eat at any place I want. What?
I got a nephew.
Yes.
That is from Green Bay.
Yeah.
And out of his window, you can see the Packers Stadium.
Fine.
Out of his window.
Good.
I mean, he wakes up and sees the Packers Stadium.
Right. And he can root for any team he wants.
Guess who he roots for?
The Chicago Bears.
The Raiders.
The Raiders,
It's his favorite team.
Yeah.
How you wake up in the morning and look at Lambeau Field. It's right in your window. I swear to God, right in his window, he is a Raiders fan.
Yeah.
For the life of me, I don't
his
get
name?
that.
Get his name.
I get
it totally.
Can't do it. Nope. Can't do it. Can't do it.
I don't know how. Where did you learn these rules?
Bother me.
I know, and it's you got to change. You have got to change.
Is there another Twitter poll? I think that should be a Twitter poll. I don't even know
if
what
you're
it
from
is.
the state of Wisconsin,
you
should root for
your state teams.
Your state teams, yes or no?
Yeah. So that's Brewers, Bucks.
Or whatever. You don't have to put them all. We won't have people put them on. If you're from the state of Wisconsin, you should root for the state teams.
Yes.
That's what you said.
Yeah,
it's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
No.
What?
No.
Should I vacation only in the state? What are the rules of things I'm supposed to do because I'm in Wisconsin?
Go babysit my grandson the other day.
Eat cheese curds a lot or what?
Go babysit my grandson the other day. Hey, Miles, what's your favorite team? The Rams. The who?
Okay, hold on.
But Papa Gary, the Packers are my second team.
You know what I would say to him? I should go talk to him. All right, here's what I'm going to say to him. You know Papa Gary? Okay? Papa Gary played for the Badgers.
He knows that.
Well, then
he knows that.
Then there should be some consideration to rooting for one of those two teams because they are family. Then I think you have a point. But aside from that,
you know what he loves?
The color of
the colors.
Yeah.
The colors.
Oh, the best jerseys I think
colors.
growing up,
Oh,
without a doubt. No. The San Diego Chargers.
Superchargers.
Oh, baby, those were sweet. Didn't
Powder
make me
blues.
make me want to root for them. All right, we're over time, but
Okay.
are you willing to change that? You agree now that it's a stupid belief to think that you have to root for the state teams?
No, you got to.
Unless you're
something wrong. Something's wrong with those people.
All right, we'll discuss this at a later date.
Sure.
Packers going to beat Seattle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I don't see them losing 2 games in a row.
Excellent point. Fat Jack, next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Romeo. This 3-syllable, you have to take the O out of the equation. That's too easy.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Iota, right? Not one iota.
Iota. Yeah. That's only 4 letters.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
Let's pretend you're a first-time listener to Wilde and Tausch. What the hell is this? They're discussing syllables.
On 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Did you know that military veterans in Wisconsin carry millions of dollars in debt? This holiday season, it's time to give back to those who have given so much. Verizon and the Milwaukee Bucks are teaming up with ForgiveCo to make a difference with the Verizon Debt Relief Program. All December long, Verizon and ForgiveCo will relieve $250,000 of debt each week to ease the burden on local heroes. To find out how military veterans and members can receive special Verizon offers, visit verizon.com/military. Let's bring the spirit of giving to those who served.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I've got you covered. It's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee, and with holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust AccuTrans Group to handle all of my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or festive celebration, AccuTrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Discount liquor.
Did you know that George Washington served his own homemade version of eggnog made with rum, rye whiskey, and sherry? Well, a lot's changed since the days of our first president. But one constant has been celebrating the holiday season and upcoming new year with family, friends, and loved ones. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. 'Tis the season to check out Discount Liquor's tremendous selection of over 2,000 varieties of beer, 3,000 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines from around the world. And yes, we do carry 8 varieties of ready-to-drink eggnog. Celebrate this most festive time with a great selection of beautifully packaged liquor gift sets, sure to make you the hit of the party or as a perfect gift for the liquor connoisseur on your shopping list. Discount Liquor, 2 locations in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings. Discount Liquor.
See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Hey, did you know there are only 2 weekends left before the holiday, including this one? Not a lot of time, but lucky for you, Macy's is having a one-day sale right now. So your weekend should include a trip to Macy's, where you'll find great gift deals, like 20 to 50% off beauty and fragrance from Drybar, Lancome, and Shiseido. Plus, this is the only weekend to earn Macy's money. That's another great reason to shop Macy's one-day sale before, well, you're all out of weekends to shop. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Ring in 2025 at American Place Casino. Join us for the Oztacular Countdown featuring $50,000 promotional drawings, merchandise giveaways, live entertainment, and more. They say seeing is believing, and at American Place Casino, you'll believe you found a real game changer. From table games to the hottest slots, plus dining, bars, and more, we've got it all. This New Year's Eve, let the celebration begin. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, folks, I also want to talk about my good friends over at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. They're hosting their first ever tournament with $750 in cash prizes available. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a 2-man scramble at Whistling Straits, all from the comfort of indoors on their top-tech, cutting-edge golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament is $120 per pairing and runs through December 31st. Your winter chance to play Whistling Straits awaits you. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
We finished the hour on Friday with Fat Jack. Go to FatJackSports.com. If he helps you as much as he helps me, man, you're going to be happy. You need him more than ever before because there are so many different ways. You need to know the best way to do it in addition to making the right picks. Fat Jack, you ready to go?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, what's funny, Homer, is that we've been able to dive into some of those extra ways also. You know, players' props were 4-1 again last night. Soccer's on a 10-2 run. I mean, these are things that 10 years ago I would have laughed if you had said we were going to be making money in soccer. I mean, my gosh. But there are so many ways to make money that not all are good, but we've been able to kind of dig a little bit deeper and find other ways to make money. So really, really nice season for the Fat Jack Sports Service clients. So good time to get signed up. What do you got for me today?
No. What changed your mind about exploring all these other options that you didn't do for a long, long time? You've been doing this for how many years, and for how many years did you say, I'm not going into that field, and now you are, and people benefit?
Yeah, so for like 20, I've done this for 27 years. I've been on with you guys for the better part of like 15 maybe, even longer. But 27 years I've been doing this. Really, it started happening when they legalized sports gambling around the country. And states started expanding where you could bet on sports and what you could bet on. And honestly, the other part of it was my I don't know, courage or just a lack of need to do everything myself. I've delegated some of these other sports to people that are experts in this sport and, frankly, great gamblers. And so That's been really the key. I don't know anything about soccer. I don't care about soccer, but I've got two guys that are really good at soccer. They're very, very sharp. They make a lot. We were 5-1 last week, 5-1 the week before. These guys are professional soccer gamblers, and so I've been able to delegate a little bit. And the expansion of where you can bet, how many sports you can bet, how many ways, there are softer lines in some of those spots, and so exploring that has made my clients a lot more money over the last 6 or 7 years.
All right, you know me, I got ideas. All right, here's my idea. The Bears stink, or even like the Jets stink. I don't know that you've talked much about the money line. I don't know by how many points it's going to be, but I know when the game's over, they're going to be the losing team. Your theory on money line and how it might apply to certain teams, like the two I just mentioned, I'm amazed. I don't care how many points the Jets are ahead. I know by the end of the game, they're going to have lost it.
Well, the Jets ended up in overtime last week. So if you had bet, and like I said, you're not getting even money. So money line bets are you're going to play $500 or $600 to win $100 on a game like the Jets when they're 5 or 6 point underdogs. So last week you would have gotten there, but it took overtime and took a touchdown overtime to even be close to the number. Never forget about the parity in the league. You will be able to look back after the fact every single week and say that was easy. I knew the Giants were going to stink. You know. Danny DeVito's whatever brother, whoever he is, that DeVito cannot throw touchdown passes. They're not any good. But Vegas knows that also. So for you to lay that type of money, you're never getting as good on the math as it's going to take to win that consistently. It only takes 1 or 2 losses in those spots. A team like Carolina, that although haven't won, have covered 5 straight, and they may end up winning a game at some point when they're an underdog. You'll have every week some of these teams that are underdogs, 1 or 2 will jump up and get a win, and when they do, it takes away your profit for all those what seem to be easy money line winners throughout the year.
The reason I brought it up is that I was of the belief that you're just not a money line guy. I don't know that you've mentioned it ever on this show, and so I thought, well, then there's got to be something he doesn't like, and you just explained
math.
Yeah,
it's math. I don't like the bad math, Homer. You the same way with parlays. You'll hit 4 out of 5, but when you lose the 5th one, you're going to lose 6 units. So over the course of the season, you're going to lose money doing that if you're not really, really lucky. And I just feel like there's easier ways to make money. Betting spreads and totals are easier.
All right, now let's get to the college football. I just think there's going to be a fascination and an interest, and there's got to be maybe an insight. I don't know how anybody can know for sure because this 12 team has never existed. What is your thought going in? Because I think it's going to be a level of excitement in all areas like never before.
Yeah, so there's a learning curve not only with us as the gambler and the fan, but also with the committee, and they certainly got some things wrong. I think they got some things right also. I think it's good that they have a non-Power 4 team that gets in automatically with the highest rank and when they win that conference. But I also think that once you get to 12 teams, similar to basketball, Homer, in your world, when you get to the tournament, you reseed things. So you don't just automatically go in with the number 1 team. Ranked team in the country is going to be the number 1 seed. You re-rank them based on who's in the tournament. And so I think that's probably where this needs to go because teams like Oregon having a horribly difficult paths, at least in theory, before we start to get to the finals, that's not right. They should not be rewarding teams like Penn State that haven't beaten anybody that's ranked with an easier path, at least in theory. We still have to play the games. Anybody can lose on any given day, but I think there's some tweaking that will happen going forward. From a gambling standpoint, though, and this counts for the bowl games as well, think underdog. Think added pressure to the better team. You will get some favorites that get there, but more time. But in the bowl system, you're going to get underdogs that are going to cover more times than not over favorites, even with this type of pass. So there's some. Then the exception to that, win the line of scrimmage. And I talk about this in the Fat Jack Sports Hour. Win the line of scrimmage, you're going to win the game most of the time. So teams that are playing SMU, teams that are playing Boise, those type of teams that have inferior athletes up front. And it's not debatable. They have inferior athletes up front. Can they overcome that? Most of the time they can't. So if you win the line of scrimmage, you're going to win games. So underdog unless it's a team that's going to get beat up front. So be careful with those wild card teams like SMU, like Boise, because they've got to overcome some real problems up front physically.
Go to FatJackSports.com. All right, I'm just taking the SEC. I just think it's the best conference. Is usually when I say stuff like that, you go, hold on, Homer.
Now, there's a lot of parity in college football this year for sure, but that's not the worst place to start. You do, and it goes back to recruiting, Homer, right? I mean, you get the best athletes in the SEC every year, with the exception of Ohio State will sometimes be in the top 5 recruiting, and you'll get an outlier from one of these other schools. But top to bottom, the better athletes, especially the physical front 7 guys, offensive, defensive line, and linebackers, those guys, the better players go SEC most of the time. Those guys are driving around right now up there in Wisconsin say, well, wait a minute, Jack. Michigan gets them sometimes. Ohio State we get them in Wisconsin. That's true. But generally speaking, the better athletes are coming from the South, and they're staying South in the SEC. So if you're going to pick a conference, that's really a good place to start.
I have a curiosity of Notre Dame, Indiana. I want to know what you think.
Yeah, so, I mean, you've got Notre Dame that has really improved all year, and I think that's been the biggest part about them since they lost to Northern Illinois. This is a team that's getting better, and, this is a dangerous Indiana team. We saw what they did all year long. Offensively, they're very, very dangerous, but physically, like I was kind of talking about, you're going to get better athletes up front. We saw that when Indiana finally played a really good team. They got beat up front, weren't able to throw it down the field, and when they became more predictable, it kind of got out of hand. Unless they're able to execute early at a really, really high rate, like scoring.
Hold on, we lost you. Go ahead. We lost you for just a second. Go ahead again.
I think the physicality of Notre Dame eventually will get there unless they're able to score at a very, very high rate. Indiana, that is, on offense early in the game, putting some pressure on Notre Dame to then become one-dimensional. I take the physical teams in this playoff, and Indiana, although very good and dangerous offensively, not incredibly physical.
This is another theory thing. I know how much Vegas and the odds makers will let you bet on an NFL game, which tells me they must be very comfortable with their line. Is it easier? It's never easy. Is it easier, all things being equal, to think or might have an edge in college more than the pros? Or, again, one of my theories that's garbage.
Yeah, the reason you can bet more in the NFL is because there's a ton more volume. It's the most popular sport in the country by far from a betting perspective. So on Sunday, you're going to have a lot of times 10 to 12, 15 times more money bet on an NFL game than you will on a college game. So if you walk up and you want to bet more money on an NFL game, it doesn't expose them. And so they're okay, taking bigger bets. It is a lot about the lines, too. They are sharper, generally speaking, although I do really well in the NFL, actually better the last 3 years in the NFL than college. But college football, you don't have as much money, so when you get a guy walk up with $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, it does more to their position in a particular game, and that's why you get those line movements. To your point, though, especially in the bowls, it's more about effort and motivation than it is talent. So if you can figure out which of these teams want to be there, want to play, you'll have a lot more easy winners. There's not a ton of easy winners in the NFL because everybody cares every week, and there's a lot of parity. In college, watch it this last couple weeks in the bowls, Homer, you're going to get guys that just show up and they just fold up their tent and go home. They're down 21-0 before we even start, and sometimes that's a team that perceived going into the game was supposed to be a lot better than the team that's up 21-0. So find motivation, find who wants to be there, find consistency, and that's going to make you money during the bowls.
Again, go to FatJackSports.com. And any last thought or any NFL game or any that you want to pass along that I neglected to ask about?
Yeah, you like best teams. Let's play the better team. So there are a couple of those we can look at this week. Baltimore playing the Giants, and exactly what you're talking about from that money line perspective. They're giving now 17.5 points. That's a ton of points in football, but that's probably where the line should be. The Giants can't score. Baltimore's off a bye. They're also off a loss. They're mad, and they do things offensively. Their defense is the weak part of their team, and if you can't take advantage of somebody being bad on defense, then you're going to have trouble getting there and covering numbers. So Baltimore minus the points there. The upset alert this week, look for the Dolphins to go on the road and beat Houston. Bad matchup with a Dolphins team that does throw it down the field, likes to extend things, get it up in the 30s. They're going to score points. Houston will have trouble keeping up. That would be kind of an upset underdog alert.
I don't even ask you about the bowl games. I don't even know when they are, and they're so insignificant to me now because of the playoff system. But from a betting standpoint, I'm sure there are, as you alluded to, some great possibilities there.
Yeah, the money spends exactly the same
Yes.
on Southern Connecticut and Fordham in basketball, or a bowl game that nobody cares about. That money spends exactly the same as figuring out who's going to win between Buffalo and Detroit this weekend. So FatJackSports.com, if you don't or can't do all that work, that's the difference, Homer, is that I not only know what to look for, how to look for it, but I have the time, energy, effort, and resources to look for that and find those winners. So that's why you go get signed up this time of year, along with that bowl analysis sheet that gets you a predicted score on every single bowl game. Great for office pools, guys that like to play more than just the top plays, that get you into profit consistently through the month of December and beyond.
Thanks, Jack. Appreciate it. Talk next Friday.
All right, have a good week. Thanks, Homer.
Go to FatJackSports.com. And as I like to say, I don't know what's next, but it isn't as good as this was. Next.
Still dealing with an accident in the Hale interchange on the ramp from northbound 43, the Rock Freeway, to 894 northbound. It's off on the right shoulder, so that's something to keep in mind, but those delays continue up through the Hale. On the southbound side, delays from National all the way down through the Hale interchange onto 894 eastbound. Eastbound 94, heavy from the Zoo all the way to 35th Street. Westbound delays through Milwaukee County have dissipated, but we do still have some backups from Moreland Road towards the Barker Road area. Southbound 43, watch for the delays from Capitol Drive down through the Marquette. There is a crash on the ramp to get onto 794 eastbound off on the right shoulder, so that's something to keep in mind as well. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast for tonight. Rising temperatures, mostly cloudy with a low of 28. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy and mild. Rain moves in later on, a high of 40. Weather's brought to you by Tsunami Express. State-of-the-art washes for lasting shine. Stay ahead this winter with T2 featuring graphene from Tsunami Express Car Wash. Glossy protection that lasts. Try your first wash free at TsunamiExpress.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hi, I'm David Gruber. When you've been seriously injured, you need the best team of professionals on your side. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices to get the results you deserve. One call, that's all.
It's the holiday season, my favorite time of year. Festive decorations, family gatherings, using our gift boxes. Honestly, I'm happier to see a Using Our Gift Box at my door than Santa. The Using Our Gift Box doesn't require cooking, just eating. And who's not up for that during the holidays? Make someone's day by sending them the tastiest gift in town, a box filled with Using Our's delicious sausage, cheese, and assorted goodies. Order yours today. It's easy. Just go to usingar.com and click on gifts.
We know that the people of Wisconsin are hard workers, that they're tough. But even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Breston Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The day you beat the team, like today. Vegas, baby, the Bucks are rolling. They're going to Vegas. Wow. And the day you lose, they suck. Get him out of here. Trade Giannis, bad team, and zero IQ. Guys, yesterday I was the best player in the world.
If you've been injured, let our team help get you back in the game. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Bucks. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all.
Number 43 in the game program, number 1 in your heart.
Passes off to Thanasis, who rocks the rim of Antetokounmpo style right there.
All Thanasis, all the time.
Thanasis has it on the near wing. He's crossing over, going to work, takes it in, powers it up and in.
Thanasis Antetokounmpo sits down for honest and fun conversations.
He's going to drive inside, right to the rack, stuffs it down with a one-hand jam. Thanasis.
This is Thanalysis.
Y'all heard that voice. You know who that is. Welcome into a very special edition, the Giannis edition of Gruber Law Office's Thanalysis here on ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Tony Cartagena, executive producer and co-host of Thanalysis with the one, the only Thanasis Antetokounmpo.